back there. I wasn't going to read anything. I want to publicly thank him because I don't drive, and we just came from vacation from Montreal, and he drove up and back, and he's here to take me. So. Okay, so first I want you to close your eyes. My set is going to be about Rockaway, because I'm originally from Rockaway. Rockaway was a part of Long Island and also Brooklyn before he broke away. Rockaway broke away and decided to be Southern Queens. But so I'm still a Long Island. I've been here for 60 years, so I'm a Long Islander. So just close your eyes. As the cool air blows and the waves rush to the shore like a relay race, the sand is calm and untouched like me. I am at peace with myself for now. But soon the wind will blow harder and the waves will be at the finish line. The sand will arise like a tornado, bringing everything with it. And so I am embodied in the sand, wrapped up in the tiny grains of life. You can open up your eyes. I just want you to get that image of a beach. It doesn't have to be Rockaway Beach. It could be Long Beach. It could be Lido Beach. It could be Jones Beach. It could be a beach. So that was my first inspiration for that. Now I have a Rockaway Sing You. Rockaway was very diverse. It had a lot of Irish people, Jewish people, and African American people. And even though it's a peninsula, it's very diverse. So this is my little Sing You. Whistling Brogue, humming salty history. Yiddish prayers, meditating, oscillating minds. Brown hands, lifting sand-filled dreams. That was just a little of that. And like I said before, my second one is called Land of Play. We used to have a playland. I'm just curious, anyone familiar with Rockaway Playland? Mm-hmm. All right, got a hand up. All right, thank you. Well, Rockaway Playland was from 1902 and then it closed in 1985. I mean, yeah, so it was like Coney Island, you know, or Adventureland or whatever other amusement parks. So it was amusement parks and also have arcades. So I'm kind of dating myself because this was back in the 80s, 70s, 80s. But it's called Land of Play. Pinky's Fascination. A roll of quarters. Ski Boy. Pac-Man. Honky Dog. Pinball. Out of course. Rides. Carousel. Bumper cars. Ferris wheel. The Fun House. The Atom Smasher. Hungry. Cheeseburger. Banana split. Cotton candy. Corn dogs. Boardwalk. Cool wind. Fireworks. Tired. Go home. Reminisce. Now I'm going to detour a little bit to Brooklyn. It's still summer though. There was a poet named Luis Reyes Rivera. And he used to play with a band. And that was like the first time I really saw a poet play with a band, with music and everything. and he was like such an inspiration to me. So the first poem is a poem that I wrote while I was volunteering for African Voices magazine. It was a big event at Empire Fulton Ferry State Park. I think it's Dumbo now. And this is what I saw when I saw it. It was the poem is called August 22nd, 2004, Sunday afternoon. August 22nd, 2004, on a Sunday afternoon. I was at Empire Fulton Ferry State Park, taking a break from my volunteer work for African Voices Rhymes, Rhythms, and Rituals events. I walked across the tame green blades of grass and stood 3 feet from the flat black stage, waiting in anticipation for Luis Rivera and the Jazz Owens. The MC suggested that Luis introduce the band. Luis Rivera, decked in a pinstripe, turquoise black dashiki and baggy white dockers. I, myself, was dressed in a white cotton jersey and turquoise overall skirt. Luis clutched the mic and introduced the multi-talented performance of the Jazz Owens. In his raspy voice that did not seem to fit his petite physique, Luis says, Ahmed Abdullah, the band leader, composer, is on trumpet. Atilba Kawambina Wilson, the storyteller, is on flute and percussion. Ngoma, the poet, is on violin. And Radu, the composer, is on bass. The warm breeze rolled down my body, rippling my skirt as I squatted, listening to the progressive silky sounds flourish and flirt from the instruments of the Jazz Owens. Luis took command of the mic. He was slow and precise with the timing of the music. Luis Rivera and the Jazz Owens were jamming and scatting, improving and bebopping. Luis Rivera and the Jazz Owens awakened the drowsy artist. Now it did. And my next poem was going back to Rockaway. There was a Rockaway reunion every year. That's actually the end of this month. And the poem is called They Came to the Park. It's in salute for that. So I wrote this poem as I was at this reunion just watching, being very observant. And the way I wrote it kind of goes back to Luis Rivera and listening to him play with his band. And I also set this band with a band myself called Hudson's Hope, and they did it through to Take 5 by David Brubeck. So does anybody know Take 5 by David Brubeck?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be thinking about that. So just think about that as you listen and how I did it. So I'm gonna be doing it as I was doing it. They came to the park when the sun arose, families flocking inside the entrance, with legs moving to the music, bicycles rolling, wheelchairs racing, strollers strolling. They came to the park seeking unity. What they saw were blue, green, and pink bubbles shooting from plastic yellow elephants riding on the wind, trees hovering overhead, blocking the glaring sun from the clear sky. Brown, tan, and even peach bodies, standing, conversing, sitting, relaxing, running, skipping, jumping, double dutch, playing basketball, tennis, and tag, cooling themselves under sprinkles. Even Tweety Bird and Spider-Man were there, attached to poles, waiting to go to a child's bedroom. They came to the park and found unity in each other's eyes, smiles, laughter, joy, and even in the food that they prepared. They came to the park and they stayed until the sun went down. So this is my second to my last poem. This is called Rockaway, and it was inspiration from Sandy, in the sense and that also my mother had passed away the year before Sandy, and it's like a combination of it. It's called Rockaway. Even though my mother transcended to heaven the year before, leaving me without a place to call home, I went back to you with hope that I could find the warm, nurturing embrace of the breeze, reminding me of my existence. But somehow, I couldn't find the hotness of your innards swaddling me to sleep. All I found was the coldness of your soul's cavity surrounding a locked door. So now, I must dwell in another home until I find the key to inject my native love through your keyhole of abandonment. And my last poem is called I Do Dance Your Dance, Rockaway. And I did, it was like a kind of inspiration from Langston Hughes' I Too, America. Mm-hmm. It's longer, because this is short. But I kind of was like, okay, I too. So it's called I Do Dance Your Dance, Rockaway. So just a little tidbit. I was raised in Rockaway. I moved out when I was younger to Jamaica, Queens, then I moved back. And then I stayed there until I got married and came to Long Island. So, I do dance your dance, Rockaway. I came to you crawling on dimpled knees and left you navigating my walker to another part of Queens. But years later, I returned to you, riding my skateboard across your snow-covered back. How beautiful and serene you were. I stood listening to your quiet voice whisper between your brick teeth. I can't wait to lay my blackberry skin down on your sandalwood flesh. My cowrie shells and your sea glass spreading around my head, creating a jeweled diadem. I want to snuggle on your jetted stone arm and dream of the dreams of my Canarsie cousins who named you Rockaway, the place of our own people. Yes, Rockaway. I dance your dance. My ancestors may not have owned general stores and beaches, or sweated their brows on the railroads and the amusement parks. My ancestors plowed the Cornell plantation, were day laborers and cleaned mansions and babes, but still, Rockaway, I dance your dance. I hear your music in the wings of the seagulls, and the griots sitting on cemented wooden bones. I see a rainbow explode over your blood, celebrating freedom. I smell the untamed grass and litter that rests heavily on your chest. I taste your salty tongue flick at mine. I feel your belly swell with sun-kissed bodies. I float on your ammonite waves. I inhale your sea breath. I am clothed in your cloak of resilience. I do dance your dance, Rockaway, with unpainted toes to your sandstone cry. Thank you.